Hey guys, I'm Alexa with Strategic Placement Group. Welcome back to our SPG podcast. Today we are with Conrad. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you? Happy Monday.
Hey, happy Monday to you. It's so good to be with you today.
Yeah.
So we're going to do stuff a little differently today, right?
Sure.
So
all right, let's
we're
go.
going to talk
go
about production. But today,
that's why I'm here.
that is why you're here.
Yay.
He's our production guy. But we wanted to talk a little differently to our business owners in the aspect of, you know, if you are a business owner starting a production company, maybe things to be aware of.
Yeah.
You know, so let's jump into that. I mean, where does one even start?
So if you like shooting video,
Right.
and you have the passion for it, and you want to start your own, production company, or you want to do it on the side, you definitely nowadays have to be a one-man bander.
Okay.
You have to know, how to shoot, how to set up shot composition, which is like, say you're on a shoot and you're shooting someone, a subject, and you don't want, like a lot of headroom, or you don't want them all the way to the left, or all the way to the right. So you have to learn shot composition. Not only do you have to learn how to operate correctly your video camera,
Right.
but you have to have good audio in there as well.
Right. That's really important. If you've a client has hired you and you've done all this work and the audio's bad, I mean, what good is the video?
Yeah, I mean, the video could be so outstanding, cinematic, and you're like, wow, that video looks amazing. But if the audio is not good, your production value is
like, well,
they need a little work.
Yeah.
So, not only do you have to know your video camera, you have to have good audio, which is like good mics. So you have to mic your subject properly, and then you have to watch those mic levels, those sound levels. And then, so that's two aspects. A third aspect is definitely lighting. Have you ever seen some bad lighting video?
Yeah.
So I mean,
we've talked about that a lot. I mean, there's several times that, we're being brought stuff and you're like, so they probably should have done this, or they should have done this, or why didn't they do this? Or you have to pay attention to there's so many moving parts, I feel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That people aren't aware. It's really just, I think cell phones have kind of spoiled us in the aspect that anybody thinks that they can do a video. And I think you still can, as far as like your social media aspects, that once in a while little shorts. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. But as far as being a good quality professional video, there's so many moving parts to it.
Oh yeah. And with like some good video, some good quality video, you'll have like a lot of traffic. You have a lot of people drawn to like, oh my God, that looks amazing. Or, oh my God, that sounds and is amazing. So, I mean, for the one-man banders out there, they have to learn all those aspects of it to be, to be good.
Wow.
So yeah, I've been doing this for a while, and I have made my share of mistakes.
Right. I mean, nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect, and with all those components that make up a great video, something will and could go wrong. So like if you have just one person there running everything, something will go wrong. Right. So you have to be super aware of your surroundings and your equipment, and then you got to worry about your talent. Like,
right.
So there's so much stuff.
How do you even do it? So give us some examples. Like, okay, so when we go on a shoot, I mean, you are very focused in. I mean, for the longest time, it was like, dude, somebody ticked off Conrad today, and I don't know what happened, but
that's my game face. That's
it took me a while. Absolutely,
to get some stuff going.
It took me a while to figure all that out, and it was through those conversations where you were like, "Listen, I'm doing this, and I have to do this." And one day you were like, "I need you to listen to the volumes," and I was like, "What do you mean? Listen to? Oh my gosh, what does that mean? And what do I have to do?" And you were
super anxious, and you're about to, you're about to pee your pants because you're like, "Oh, I'm responsible for this."
That's right. I have had 3 kids too, so but so. It is stressful. So you get really reeled in. So what are some things, like give us some examples of like things you have seen, maybe you yourself have not done, but you've seen, and it's like that people need to pay attention. Like, like if you're miking somebody, is there a proper way to do that?
Oh,
or
sure.
Is there
Well, so
things you don't want to see, or
if you're a one-man bander, there's no way you could hold a boom mic, run your camera, and worry about everything else.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
I've had to hold the boom mic.
Yeah,
I tell
you can do that. So, we, as an option, you could use a lapel mic, which is just like this little clippy thing that clips on there. And even that, you can make so many mistakes by, like, if you clip it in your necklace and then your talons like moving around,
or your hair,
or your hair.
Yes,
your
I mean, we've
earrings,
had that conversation.
Yeah, some jingling and jangling while you're saying something really important.
Yes, he's so sweet, guys. There's been times where my hair has been such a conflict, and he's like, Lex, we have to do something about it. I'm like, I really need it over my shoulder. And he's like, you can't today.
you can't do that today. Or you have to sit on the other side.
Yeah, you're beautiful. People know you have hair. It's okay.
Yeah. So even hiding the mic cable is and we were just talking about this earlier.
Right.
It like, some people see it on TV and they're like, oh my gosh, their mic cable is hanging out of their shirt.
Right.
And
it just doesn't look clean.
Yeah, it doesn't look clean at all.
And it's a really good tip too for just our basic business owners that might want to do a video.
Sure.
That's something else that you guys should keep in mind when that team is coming in and getting you set up. I mean, we're pretty hands-on here, and I'm super picky, like as picky as you are about all the technical stuff. I'm very about
like
all your pockets need to be emptied, your
sure.
shirt needs to be straight and pressed, and fixing if we have a female, and fixing their jewelry or their hair.
Their hair flow, like there's some stragglers there.
That's right. We bring in product, we even ask clients to bring in their makeup stuff before, so we can do a little touch up if they get shiny or anything. So it's so important to pay attention to those things.
Oh, yeah.
You can come in a fresh pressed shirt, but if you've been moving around and working that day and it's come untucked, and now somebody's like, okay, we're going to put you on camera. If somebody else isn't your eyes to go, you look a little disheveled. We got to fix this up. And then they're putting a strangly mic cord on you. It doesn't always give, like you're looking your best to move whatever product you're moving or service.
A long time ago, I was producing this news magazine type show for the Kingsport Chamber.
Okay.
And one guest, and I didn't notice the hosts of the show, they didn't notice, but that guest had a huge spinach thing on her teeth. So in the news magazine type show, there was like 3 cameras. So like the guest had their own close up shot,
no.
and for 10 minutes, and I didn't catch that. The host didn't catch that, and that aired.
Oh my goodness!
I know that aired because we couldn't reshoot it.
Yeah,
it's live to tape.
That's right. Some things happen that way.
And she wasn't happy.
Yeah,
she wasn't happy at all. So we apologize if you're watching this and you remember.
Yeah,
that was me.
Yeah.
So I have a guilty conscience, and that was like 8 9 years ago.
That's just stuff. Well, it is stuff that happens. You also have to, as the talent, check those things. We're constantly, even just in this little setup. I'm always in here touching stuff up and moving stuff. And yes, we're always like scoping everybody out, fixing shirts, You just have to, you kind of have to have that other set of eyes to come in and help. Yeah. And if you don't have that, then you really want to make sure your production people are those eyes too.
Sure.
But it is a lot. So basically, it sounds like you can't really get that from just a one-person crew.
No.
There's so much going on.
There's so much going on, and I have tons of horror stories, and for people that are looking to to start their own video production company or want to get into this as a hobby,
right?
You're gonna make those mistakes. No one's perfect. I've shot a commercial that I thought I was recording when I wasn't recording, and then I was recording when I thought I wasn't recording. And did I say that right, or was that a riddle?
I think that came out right. You were not recording when you were supposed to be recording.
Yes, yeah.
And then you were recording when you were not supposed to be recording.
And there's on every video camera, and even on your cell phones, there's a big red thing that says record, record. But like, I was worried about other stuff that I didn't see that. So like, that's a huge rookie mistake, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that has made that mistake.
You're not. Not at all. Yes, I do. Yeah. I used to work for a photographer, and there's been a few times where I was the backup, and it was like, oh.
Yeah.
Or I didn't have a card in my camera, or back in the days of film
or tape.
Yeah. I mean, shoot. Yeah. I mean, everybody, that's why I was the backup and not
not the lead.
The lead man.
Yeah.
So we all got to learn somewhere.
That tells us a lot about your personality, Alex. No, and I'm kidding. And in all fairness, I'm seriously.
No, I know. But you know what, though? I think when you're a very personable person, like you and I are, sometimes you can get really engaged with your talent or your client, and you start talking, and you're becoming creating that personal relationship and wanting to make them comfortable too in the aspect when you are that one-man show. So sometimes I think it's just as easy to get wrapped up in that aspect as it is all the technical stuff, don't you think?
Oh yeah, and it's it's funny how you think that you have like everything in your head, like, or even written down, like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm going to do this, and everything's going to be perfect, and then you mess up.
Yeah.
Oops.
And sometimes it happens.
Yeah, and it happens. But that's the nature of it. That's the nature of this business, is definitely learning from your mistakes.
Right.
But for me, I think you can't teach someone how to be creatively unique with a video camera or a camera. It just takes that special person, like, oh, I'm going to see it this way.
Right.
Or I'm going to see, I mean, you could watch 1,000 YouTube videos, but executing that.
Right. In that moment. Yeah. And seeing it, I get that. Yeah, totally. Because that is part of that creative mind.
And when they talk about magic, oh my God, it's magic. Or that's, it's like a surprise, like like, wow, I didn't realize that shot was going to look like that. And that's totally up to that person behind the camera shooting.
So do you feel like, so talking to our business owners now, hiring somebody who is just starting out. So do you think this is something that comes with
experience?
Well, yes, experience, but expense. I mean, do you feel like if you really want, you're not always going to get a bad commercial just because you chose somebody new who's just starting out.
Yeah.
I mean, you could still get a really good quality product for a low budget.
Yeah. And I guess shopping around, or like looking at people's Instagram pages,
right?
Seeing what they offer, or what style they shoot in. And that's huge, just to look around.
Right.
I don't know. I would say someone just coming out of college, or even like just coming out of high school, they could have some good stuff, but they just lack the equipment maybe, or the opportunity to shoot that certain style.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, it's a gamble.
It can be. Well, with everything, I mean, I think it's like you were saying, it's good to to see what other works they've done. Always ask people, do you have a reel, or do you have a Facebook or Instagram I can go to and check out some of your videos? Because it just with shooting also comes editing. So somebody has to be able to edit it down for you and be able to get it in whatever format you need. These are also things to remember.
Yeah, and that's another component that we skipped over is the post-production, because you could shoot all this wonderful video, but who's going to edit it? Who's going to spend all those hours, in front of the monitors? And that's me,
Right.
And not only do I love shooting and producing, but I love editing. there's certain things out there that I've watched, like that could have been cut, or that shot lasted too long, and you kind of lost people's attention. So like I love thinking about all those aspects and coming out with like a really cool, slick product.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, and do you feel like in doing those, like, I mean, keeping those shots moving,
Sure.
It also keeps people more engaged.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you think so? Especially if you're doing things for, in the aspects of commercial or, Instagram or Facebook for posts and that kind of stuff. I mean, that's that movement that people, we've kind of, social media has kind of trained us that way. It's almost like you need that movement, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. But in cinema, in cinema, it's totally different, because I remember taking a friend to watch the movie Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio, and he plays this like bushwhacky, outdoorsy guy, and there was this one shot, and the one shot is there's no camera cuts, it's one shot, and there's this 11-minute sequence that's one shot.
How do you even make that happen? I mean, with a lot of experience.
Yeah, that's movie magic.
That is. Yeah, it sounds like magic.
So you take, but that person that I showed that movie to, they didn't even notice. They thought it was like just a, they didn't even notice it was one shot.
Right.
So like, and you're right about social media these days. Like everything's really quick. And fast, and and it's up to the editor to portray that. And I guess in some aspects, it is experience, and maybe someone coming out of college, like they've done that within their projects during college and would be good at that. So and again, that's where you look at their social media page, see what kind of style you like. If they're if they're dark and sinister, or if they're like upbeat and happy and shoot a bunch of flowers and butterflies and stuff, so there's like a lot of waterfalls and rainbows.
Right. Or their friends, I mean, when I was in college, I'm sure you were the same. I mean, I was an art major. I mean, we were constantly asking friends. I had to do a whole portfolio in photography, and I was always pulling my friends in, and it was like, what kind of crazy stuff could we do? So you might even be able to find that person coming out of college that's got just some really great young ideas,
and they're eager.
And they're really eager to give you a really good project or product. Sorry. It's cool though to think of it, because I mean, like for me, I have you on hand, and I'm always just coming straight to you, and I've kind of been spoiled. Yeah. You kind of spoiled us. Here with this kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, you are spoiled though.
So true.
I'm just kidding.
It is so true.
I'm kidding. You're not spoiled.
Well, I think this has been very interesting. So I think it could be very beneficial too. So it's not necessarily a bad thing if you've got somebody that's young and new that you can do a low budget spot for you. I think it's good to have those conversations. Yeah. Right.
And it doesn't even have to be a commercial. I mean, like if they want to advertise on Facebook or on Instagram or on TikTok.
That's great. I mean, and that would be a great place to really experiment with this person is on social media.
Yeah, because there's really no guidelines. You don't have to have 30, you don't have to be on for 30 seconds and that's it.
That's right. You can stretch it out and kind of give them a little bit of creative freedom if you want, and just see.
Yeah, just watch those music rights.
That's right. Because you do have to be careful.
You could be partially muted in several countries.
Yes. Well, you do want somebody that does have a little knowledge of this stuff, even if they're a little green and they're just kind of coming into
they're just
it.
Coming out,
So, well, I think that's really cool. If you have more questions about this, or if you are getting into this industry and have any questions, we'd be happy to answer any of them.
Comment on the
absolutely,
comment. We'll answer right away.
We will. If you enjoyed this video too, give us a thumbs up, or
Yeah, because we have a guy dedicated like nonstop. He's checking.
All the time.
I'll comment.
Yes,
I'll do that.
All the time. He gets excited about it. Yeah. That is a quick response.
So we're not just you. We're spoiled because we have that guy.
We are. Yeah. He does everything.
He's waving to us.
He is. Earlier I think he was even putting the paper towels away for us, and it was just like, you're my favorite person today.
Yeah, what a sweet kid.
I know.
What a sweet kid.
I know. I just love him so much. Yeah. But anyway, guys, we hope this has been helpful. We've enjoyed hanging out with you today. We hope you have a blessed day, and like we always say, until next time.